Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Shadowverse Evolve Locals feature match. Today's feature match is going to be involving Kagero Vanguard versus Spartacus. So this should be a pretty interesting matchup since it involves a deck that has an alternate win condition. So Spartacus is a pretty neat card if you can get it to work, since it's trying to, your whole goal of your deck is to try and deck yourself out to win the game. So we'll see if we can get to that point in this matchup. So it looks like the Kagero is going to be going second, and it looks like both players have a one drop. Nice. So things are looking pretty good here for both sides. Got a Maid Leader coming down on turn 2 here afterwards, and then a swing for 2. And then we got an Angel coming down as well. So very aggro start, but that's to be expected when the deck is with a deck full of one drops in this Spartacus list. This is the Arbiter version, I believe, so lots of one drops to facilitate that strategy. There could be a world where you could actually win by just going full aggro, but I don't think that's the plan usually. But anyway, we're going to be trying to get rid of the bodies after we drived our one drop and searched for a Kagero follower. And then next turn here, we got a Maid Leader coming down to grab a Bell Ringer, which is going to be great. Maid Leader is actually one of the better cards in this deck, being able to search Arbiter and Bell Ringer, which is kind of nice. But anyway, we got a Berserk Dragon coming down now to deal with the Maid Leader. We're going to use an Evo Point to drive it, kill the Angel, and then we're going to swing into the Bell Ringer after a drive check, and Bell Ringer's going to draw another card. So, pretty good. I mean, I think, like, what sucks here in this matchup is, like, you have to stay aggressive, but if they keep hitting Bell Ringers in ways that draw ways to draw cards on last words, it's like you're kind of like in a position where you're giving them free value by just being aggressive. So you kind of have to just it puts you in this weird spot, if that makes sense. But anyway, we got a back to the action. We got a Spear coming down after a Maid Leader search for an Arbiter, and a Gatling Dragon to draw a card. The Spear does have Russian Assail, so it does deal with the Maid Leader. But then we got a Actress Faria coming down, followed by a Papa's Princess, which is really good. Since he has a Princess follower on the field, he's able to search. He's going to be grabbing a Kagamitsu here, and that's going to gain attack and defense up to the number of face-up evil cards in his evil deck, and that's going to be just enough to clear the Gatling Dragon, which is nice. And we're going to end the turn here with a Bell Ringer as well, so another way of drawing cards, which is nice. And unless Kagero has Kagero doesn't even have banish removal either. So in some ways, and at some point, this Bell Ringer is going to be drawing cards. So we got another dragon coming down. Looks like we're going to go drive it to destroy the Faria and the Kagamitsu, then swing into the Bell Ringer, which is going to get another card. And we'll see where it progresses here. That is a big follower as well, so it's going to be, we'll see if the Spartacus can out it. There are some ways of doing it, like Arbiter can do it single-handedly by just calling one and milling 5 one-drops, but does not look like we're doing that right now. So we're going to pay 4 to Evo to do 4 damage and then clear it up from there. That is one of the few followers that is a goblin that evos for 4, so that's kind of funny. But anyway, looks like we got another copy of the one drop we played from turn 1, which is gonna on drive search for a Kagero follower. We'll see what we get here. So we're gonna be grabbing the OG Overlord, which is nice to see. I don't know if we have anything else after that. Looks like we just don't do anything else after that. So here comes Arbiter though. Gonna mill basically 5, and usually you call 1 here, and then for every one that you correct card you milled as the number you called, you do that much more damage to the board. And usually in this deck you're gonna be calling 1, since a lot of your cards are 1-drops. And looks like we're gonna be on the Evo here. Gonna grab back 3 1-drops to our hand. So interesting to see what we grab back. Arbiter's a really, really good card for this strategy. If you can cycle off 2 or 3, your deck is gonna get really thin really quick, and also just get back more bodies in general, or tools to your hand when you evo it. So very, really cool card, and I like his design as well. So we'll see. But we'll see here what we get here on the third card to have back. Looks like we got Kagemitsu and one of the Royal Paladin 1-drops. Looks like we're also going to be grabbing Falling Shot with another really good card. So pretty nice. But that Arbiter is going to quickly die after an end phase, which sucks due to the quick play spell that was played. Spear coming down as well as Overlord. Spear is going to do 2 to the face, and we're going to use a evil point to get to the Overlord. Overlord does have Storm, which is nice. And we're going to swing here, check, nothing, hit for 6. And that's not good. Okay, okay, that's not supposed to happen. So we do hit a draw trigger on that, but this whole thing is not supposed to happen. A lot of misconception here. A lot of so with Overlord, if it does combat damage, it can restand itself. However, hitting face is not combat damage. Combat damage is only for hitting followers. So unfortunately, looks like they don't catch that. And so now we just have a situation here where this Overlord just did 6 more damage than it had any right to do. So hopefully that doesn't screw over the Spartacus player here. Hopefully it doesn't, at the end of the day, losing the game here. So we'll see how this progresses, since it is accepted game state at this point. But anyway, we got Kiss the Princess coming down, one of the more funnier cards in this deck. So you can shovel up to 3 sword followers into the deck, and the key thing is up to. So you can shuffle nothing, and then just shuffle the deck and draw a card. So we're going to do 3 in a row. Okay. So I guess draw 3 is nice in any way, but looks like we got to also prioritize killing this Overlord, since now we're suddenly down to 6, sadly. So we're going to try to do some damage with this Angel here, which gets met by a quick play to get rid of it. We're going to use Fallen Shot to put the Spear in the back to get the Angel back, and then be able to do some damage to it with some rush action. And it looks like we're going to be able to clean it up here with a Kakemitsu as well. So we are able to clear it. However, we are sadly in a spot where we lose to a single Overlord at the end, which is really annoying. We do have a ward, however, which is nice. Which does draw us a card if it gets run into. Looks like we don't have Overlord at the end, though. We got this card to pitch and draw 2. Don't know if we have the Overlord at the end of the hand, though, which is interesting. And kind of in a position of, do you want to get rid of the ward now and give a draw, or just want to keep it standing for now? That's another thing here. Then again, you don't want to have any turns off against this deck, because any free turns that the Spartacus deck has gets them that much closer to the win condition. So it'll be interesting to see what they do here. They want to get rid of this ward here and just allow a card to be drawn, but it doesn't look like they're going to let that happen. They're just going to pass. I don't know if I agree with that, but then again, I guess, yeah, I mean, maybe try to clear it next turn and then just go from there. But it looks like Kagero is going to get met by an Arbiter here after we mill 5, hit all 5 1-drops, so we're going to do 5 to board, and then we're going to Evo it to get back more tools. That deck is looking very thin, which makes you wonder if we do have the Spartacus in hand already, we might be able to do it next turn if we don't die. Because again, we are sadly at 6 due to the incorrect, due to the Overlord doing 6 more damage than it had any right to do, sadly. But anyway, we got a Pompous Princess coming down now to get another card out of the deck. So we're going to grab another different Royal Paladin 1-drop. That one is, if you reveal a Royal Paladin card, you can draw a card. Then we're gonna immediately do another Kiss the Princess that we brought back off the Arbiter to draw another card. I'm gonna draw another card off of the 1-drop we added by revealing another Royal Paladin card, which is great. And our Fariad just gets met by a quick play at end phase, as well as the Arbiter. So there is still a ward, though. But then again, an Overlord at the end would just kind of deal with it. But it doesn't look like we have it. We draw 2 off of this. We do, I think, draw into it. I think I saw it, but then again, I can't really see the hand very well. No, I do see it. Okay, so we did draw it. I don't think we have a way of getting it out, though. And I don't know if we can win this turn. If we don't win this turn, I think Spartacus will be able to deck itself out, which would be amazing after all this, especially after taking illegal damage earlier. So we'll see how this progresses, though. I checked the cemetery to see what resources is there. There was no Spartacus in there. That would be kind of surprising that there would be one. Looks like we got the spear to bear for 2. That's not enough. And then we're just going to pass. And then we're going to hard drop the Spartacus. Pitching 6, it looks like, and we're going to draw the rest of our deck and win the game. Wow. What a game. So even with all that, Spartacus does take the win in a weird kind of like, in a weird way. So that's pretty nice, though, to see, even after the illegal restand by the Overlord, that Spartacus was able to win. So that's kind of nice to see. At least that didn't screw over that player too much in the grand scheme of things. But anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Keep on the lookout for more of these in the future. So yeah, leave a like, comment, definitely subscribe. We should see you guys next video. Have a nice day.